The woman was sunbathing on the beach when her husband wanted to go swimming in the sea alone. She agrees because he puts on sunscreen for her. But after the man went into the sea, something strange happened. When the woman woke up, she still hadn't seen her husband return. She hurriedly asked the couple next to her, but they said they hadn't seen Anna's husband. She rushed to call her husband, but there was no answer. Anna felt a strong sense of unease. She hurriedly got dressed and ran towards the beach. Anna suspected that her husband had an accident in the sea. She took out a photo and asked the rescuers to look for him, but they circled the island several times, but there was no sign of her husband. Then Anna came to the police station to report the incident. She described in detail what happened, but the police chief was skeptical, because the water around the island is slow, and the depth is limited. Even if something had happened to her husband, he wouldn't be missing. The sheriff didn't take Anna's case seriously. He took a brief statement and sent her home. Then the landline suddenly rang. Anna thought it was her husband, but when she got through, she realized it was a wrong number. From then on, Anna waited for her husband every day at the beach until the end of her holiday, when she had to go back to work. Anna suddenly noticed that one of the students was a safety officer at the beach, and this student, Jack, was always looking for opportunities to approach Anna. He invited her to dinner and invited her to a concert. She knew exactly what Jack meant, but in her heart, she still believed that her husband was alive. Anna would never betray him. Then she told Jack that she wanted him to leave her alone. In the evening, when Anna was at home preparing for work, she found a video of her husband's company party on her computer. One of the women in red seemed to be close to her husband. She was all smiles. Her husband seemed to be happy too. Anna watched the video over and over again. She never heard her husband mention this woman. Anna suspected that her husband's disappearance had something to do with her. The next day she took the video and analyzed it with her best friend. Her friend didn't notice anything unusual. She reassured Anna that it was normal that she didn't know this woman, and that her husband hadn't behaved badly. After listening to her friend's analyses, Anna thought she was being paranoid. When she got home, she got a call from the police. They said they found a man's body in the sea and Anna needed to go and claim it. She arrived at the police station in a state of shock. The body was not her husband's. Anna's husband had been missing for months. The sheriff didn't think it was worth wasting time looking for him. If her husband had been killed at sea, he would have been found long ago. Though Anna didn't want to accept the truth, she had no choice but to sign the waiver. When she got home, Anna was devastated. She couldn't accept that her husband would never return. At night, Anna had strange dreams. The woman in red always appeared in her dreams. At this point, Anna believed that her relationship with her husband was more than just an ordinary colleague. She was determined to find her husband. Then Anna opened her computer and looked at all her husband's photos. She found that the woman in red was in almost all of them, but the woman's eyes were full of hatred. This immediately made Anna suspect that her husband had a secret with her. Then she began to check her husband's clothes. She soon found a receipt for a necklace in his pocket, a necklace that Anna had never seen before. It was obvious that her husband had given it to someone else. She immediately went to the bank, wanted to check her husband's transaction records, but the staff said her husband had set up multiple verification. Only he himself can check the transaction records. When Anna heard that, she could only leave in silence. But she didn't give up. She decided to look through the glove compartment left by her husband. Inside, she found a photo album and an envelope. Inside were news items cut from old newspapers and some photos of his family on a trip. She couldn't understand why her husband kept old newspapers and photos. Just then the doorbell rang. Anna hurriedly put the albums away. When she saw it was the sheriff, Anna opened the door. They sat down on the sofa. The sheriff said that her husband had embezzled money. He came to get some clues, but he didn't realize that Anna didn't know anything either. At the moment, Anna seemed calm, but her heart was in pain. In order to find the truth, she met her husband's colleague at the cafe. She hoped to find out more about the woman in red, but the colleague saw the photo and said that they were just an ordinary superior and subordinate relationship, and the woman had left her job 3 months ago. Anna then searched for information on the internet. She soon found the woman's current company. Then the doorbell rang again, and this time it was Jack. Anna was overwhelmed by her advances, but she's not in the mood for a new relationship. Anna told Jack that her mind was preoccupied with getting to the bottom of her husband's disappearance, and then Jack offered to help, so the two of them decided to investigate together. They decided to take a chance on the woman's company first. They didn't expect to see the woman. She was still dressed in her colorful red dress. They followed her into the shopping center. In order not to attract attention, Jack changed his clothes to something normal, but the woman just bought some essential medicines. She came out of the mall and went straight home. They followed the woman's car. They finally found out where she lived.